I am Teacher Frank, and I hope you're all feeling ready for an exciting and productive class today. Let's dive into our lesson with enthusiasm and curiosity. So today, we will be having an activity entitled Make Me Correct. Okay, shall we start?
Example, you have to fix the jumbled letters to make it correct. So the answer here is Joseph. So number 2, the correct answer here is Reuben. And the next one, number 3, to make it correct, the answer here is Naphtali. And number 4, the answer here is Levi. And for the last one, the correct answer here is Judah.
Okay, thank you for participating in our activity. So, let us move on to the discussion, which is all about the story of Joseph. First, the summary of the story.
Joseph was Jacob's favorite son, which caused jealousy and resentment among his brothers. They sold Joseph into slavery, and he ended up in Egypt. While in Egypt, Joseph faced many trials, including being falsely accused and imprisoned. However, he had the ability to interpret dreams, which led to his eventual release from prison.
Joseph's gift of dream interpretation caught the attention of Pharaoh, the ruler of Egypt. He accurately interpreted Pharaoh's dream about 7 years of plenty followed by 7 years of famine. As a result, Joseph was appointed as the governor of Egypt and put in charge of preparing for the upcoming famine.
During the famine, Joseph's brothers traveled to Egypt seeking food, not knowing that Joseph had become a powerful figure there. When they met him, they did not recognize him. Joseph tested his brothers but eventually revealed his true identity. He forgave them for their earlier betrayal, and the family was reconciled. The story of Joseph is part of the book of Genesis in the Old Testament of the Bible. It is traditionally attributed to Moses, who is believed to have written the first 5 books of the Bible, including Genesis.
So let's proceed to the elements of the plot. So in the exposition of Joseph's story, we are introduced to the characters, setting, and initial circumstances. This includes the introduction of Joseph, his father Jacob, his 11 brothers, and the family's life in Canaan. It's here that we'll learn about Joseph being the favored son and his ability to interpret dreams. So the rising action. The rising action of this story encompasses the events that lead to Joseph's sale into slavery by his jealous brothers. This includes their resentment, Joseph's dreams, and their decision to take him and sell him to a passing caravan of traders. So the climax of this story occurs when Joseph's life takes a dramatic turn in Egypt. He rises to prominence by accurately interpreting Pharaoh's dream about the coming famine. Joseph is appointed as the governor of Egypt, second in power only to Pharaoh. The following action encompasses the events that follow Joseph's ascent to power. This includes the arrival of his brothers in Egypt to buy food during the famine and the subsequent revelation of Joseph's identity to his brothers. So, the denouement of the story. It's the stage where Joseph forgives his brothers, reconciles with them, and invites his entire family to live in Egypt, ensuring their survival during the famine. So let's proceed to the setting of the story. The events in the story of Joseph take place primarily in ancient Canaan and Egypt. The story begins in the land of Canaan where Joseph's family, including his father Jacob, brothers and himself, lived.
It later shifts to Egypt, where Joseph is taken as a helper and eventually rises to a prominent position in the Egyptian government.
So let's talk about the theme of the story.
The story of Joseph highlights the belief in God's guiding hand throughout life's trials and tribulations.
It emphasizes that even in the most challenging circumstances and betrayals, forgiveness and reconciliation can be achieved through faith and divine intervention. So, the purpose of the author here is to convey moral and spiritual lessons, including themes of resilience, forgiveness, and the realization of divine plans.
It served as a narrative to illustrate the importance of faith and trust in God's guidance even in the face of challenges and hardships.